Hello, this is Sankh again. Today, I rather come with an appeal to all Indians who are living either in India or in abroad like me, as well as to our brothers and sisters who are either living in occupied POJK areas or in Europe, but rooting from there. Um, as we all know, that one of our former Prime Minister, Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, passed a resolution on reunification of those occupied land with India, and recently, just last year, um, our brave Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, have started this reunification strategy or the agenda for reunification. Now, it is quite sad and irony of time that the people who are living on the other side of ceasefire line or LOC, whatever you call it, and the people, meaning people like us, or like me, um, we didn't get any opportunity for, I would say, for three generations to know each other. Yes, luckily, we NRIs who are living in Europe or in US or in Australia or in Canada, whatever, we sometimes get some opportunities accidentally or via friends to get to know and have talks with our uh, lost or separated brothers and sisters from POJK area. And I would say this helps a lot. We all, in Indian Union, or I mean, we live and we represent a very old civilization, a heritage which dates back to maybe 10,000 years or even more. And when I meet with a bit of senior NRIs here, they used to say that when, like 40 years ago or a bit longer, when they used to meet uh, those lost brothers from that POJK areas in Europe or in US and so on, they used to find that they used to get three categories of them. Now we all know in our hand all fingers are not of same size and not equal in any way. They used to say that one category was that one category is pro Pakistani because of this, the very sad unfinished agenda of two nation theory. They believe on that. Then second category, pro-Indian, whose family whose family live in Indian side of the LOC. And third category, which is just handful people who want to make a separate country out of whole historical J&K state. Now, firstly, that these third category people are actually running on the agenda of some propaganda. Maybe also in past they were played in the hand of ISI or some politicians of Britain who really doesn't want the reunification of India, even though the accession treaty of J&K were signed by Hari Singh and our first Governor General Lord Mountbatten. It was not signed by any Indians with Hari Singh. Now, I just slowly I'm just again coming back to my appeal. I would rather appeal to all of Indian citizens living either in India right now or abroad like me, the NRIs. Um, we could develop these one-to-one interactions to know our lost brothers and sisters from POJK. And I have already started a campaign on my own personal capacity. And one of my follower, like a younger brother to me, Mr. Bikram Patil, has also joined hand to me. And I appeal to all of you, all Indians. I also count our POJK brothers sisters as Indians because Indian constitution view those area as integral part of India. But retaking those occupied area from the occupying force will not be a single variable equation like the one I mean our Indian army will go and fight with the Pak or Chinese or a combo of Pak and Chinese armies and repel them, drive them out from our land. No, there has to be a diplomatic strategy which is running, political strategy, how to govern, how to establish the administration and governing those people. I mean, governance to those people who are living there, and above all, uh, we all Indians can make a little effort to ease out our government and our military's job a bit easier by just try to communicate with our lost brother and sister. First of all, we all are human, and they and we share the same heritage of history, language, culture, food habits with minor differences. And at the DNA level, they and we are the brothers. So in democracy, I mean by definition of democracy, we elect our representatives, our member of parliaments, and due to our election, for them, they represent us. Because in democracy, government is by the people, of the people, and for the people. But ironically, Indians, and I also saw people from other democratic countries, um, they have a strange lethargy. They always think that all problems, all issues will be taken care of by our elected government. Why? Democracy gives us enormous power, but we are so reluctant, so lazy, so opportune not to exercise our democratic power. That is why my appeal goes to all of you to try to establish, human level of relation or interaction with our lost brothers sisters from POJK areas. I mean, how it's gonna be that one day, yes, our armed forces will go there, but it should not feel that our armed forces are going there to occupy them. No, it should feel like we are going there to embrace them, just like unification with your own brother, let's say after 5 years. Some 40, 60, 80 years, 40, 60, 80 years ago, we didn't have this internet. But now we have the bliss of internet, social media like Facebook, Skype, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it, and the list goes on. By this, we can simply talk to our these lost brother and sisters, so that both parties get to know each other, that they would feel more trusted. Their trust have been hugely played first by park armies and park establishment. Then, recently, in recent 12 years, by China. So I would say their trust has been betrayed and shaken by all these occupiers. So they should not feel when we are going to reunite, we are doing it only for land. No, we are doing it it for reunification of our lost brothers. So I appeal to you again, uh, please participate in this human call, just to know each other. I have several friends who are living who are still living in Srinagar, and first when I met them like 30 years ago or 25 years ago, we both sides were a bit reluctant because we didn't know each other. He was thinking, maybe I from Calcutta thinks that they're always engaged in blood business. And but when we started to talk, as day goes by, we became friends. So my call to you, my appeal to you, to both sides, our Indians brother and sister, and our NLI brother and sister, and our POJK brother and sister, both who are living still there or living abroad, just try to interact via this social media to get to know each other, and then build up the trust, so that they would not feel like what Pakistan did to them, we will just repeat the same. No, we are not going to repeat the same. We are going to embrace them. A land, a country or a state is not just a piece of land. It is actually the people who come out of that land. They carry a heritage, they carry a civilization, they carry their private lifestyle and stuff like that. Country means all these under the like an enveloping all these elements in it. So my appeal to you, my request and my call to you, all of you, both parties, Indians and my POJK brothers and sisters, let's try to establish some communication. Then you will see the difference, and I hope that both parties would be really cheered up and really happy to interact with one another. I have been recently speaking with several people who rooted from POJK. Bikram is also interacting with some of them, and both sides experience is nothing but happy. We are really happy to get to know them. I think they're also responding quite warmly, and this will give our government, this will make our government's job much easy. So please exercise your democratic power, talk to people, welcome them, just like we make new friends. And they're not even our friends, they are our brothers, whom we lost 70 years ago because of all this propaganda, then the divide and rule policy of Lord Mountbatten, which we already discussed in our previous video. But now it is the time to reunify, to embrace them. I finish my appeal by saying Martin Luther King's one of the greatest saying, that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do it. Hate cannot drive away hatred or hate. Only love can do it. Thank you, and I finish here. And Uttishto Bharata.